वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी हे राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिधरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोजन वल्लभ गिरिधरधारी जय राधा नीलमधर राधा नीलमधर जय राधा नीलमधर राधा नीलमधर जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद His Divine Grace अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद His Divine Grace भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगामयी की यमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakai Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees who assembled for this special session on the occasion of Jagannath Ratha Yatra. Yesterday we discussed Gaura Tattva, the identity of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is not different from Radha and Krishna. Krishna and Srimati Radharani. They combined into one form in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The descent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is for multiple purposes. One confidential purpose is Krishna wanted to experience the emotions of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, he covered himself with the complexion of Radharani and and experiencing the deep ecstatic emotions of devotion, bhakti. Second is to distribute Krishna prema, Krishna bhakti, especially in the mode of Vrajavasis, to everyone, to all of us. Who can give bhakti to anyone? One who has bhakti. One who has bhakti for Krishna is called a devotee. And amongst all the devotees, Srimati Radharani is the topmost devotee. So, Krishna adopted the mode of Radharani, a devotee, and trying to distribute devotion to Krishna to everyone. Right? He's trying to give Krishna bhakti, Vraja bhakti, Vraja prema, Krishna prema to everyone. Who can effectively give that? Even Lord also cannot bestow. Lord can bestow, of course, but more effectively than the Lord's devotee will bestow. So, Radharani bestowed Krishna prema to all of us. That Radharani, in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is distributing her prema for Krishna to all of us, so that we can also develop some prema to Krishna. Right? Krishna is very beautiful. If there is anyone more beautiful than Krishna, that is Srimati Radharani. Right? If Krishna's beauty is covered with the beautiful complexion of Srimati Radharani, just imagine how beautiful he would be. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty is described by Prabodhananda Saraswati in a very beautiful shloka. Saundarye kabhakoti sakala jana samahladane chandra koti vatsalye matra koti tridasha vitapitopyadbhuta udarya koti gambhirye bodhi koti madhuramani sudha kshira madhvika koti Gauro devasya jiyat pranaya rasapade dharshitascharya koti. Did you hear the sloka recitation carefully? Koti. How many times the word koti came? What is koti? Once a year. 10 million, correct. So how many times koti came? Did you count? We count once again. 6, Prabhu says 6. Let's verify. Saundarye kabhakoti sakala jana samahladane chandra koti vatsalye matra koti tridasha vitapitopyadbhuta udarya koti gambhirye bodhi koti madhuramani sudha kshira madhvika koti gauro devasya jiyat pranaya rasapade dharshitascharya koti. We are in Balaji temple. There is a lot of 7 hills. We are quoting a shloka of 7 crores. 7 crore ka shloka. Actually more valuable than 7 crores. But let's try to meditate on the meaning. Saundarye kama koti. Kama is the Cupid, the god of love. Since Cupid or Manmatha, or god of love, is said to be very, very beautiful. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Saundarye Kavakoti. In Saundarya, in beauty, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like 10 million Cupids put together. Right? So, in the Venkateswara Suprabhatam, there is a beautiful shloka. Kandarpa hara sundara divya bhurte kanta kuchamburu hakutmalalola drushte kalyana nirmala gunakara divya kirte Shri Venkatachalapate tava suprabhatam. Kandarpa darpa hara sundara divya murti. Kandarpa is again Cupid. Darpa means he has some pride. What is his pride? I am very beautiful. That is his pride. Kandarpa darpa hara. So, Lord Balaji, the Lord, steals the pride of this Kandarpa, pride of Cupid. You are beautiful, I am more beautiful than you. Kandarpa darpa hara sundara divya murti. He is Sundara divya murti. So with his beauty, with his divine physical beauty, he steals the pride of Cupid. That's the beauty of the Lord. Now, Brahma Samhita goes one step ahead. Not one step ahead, 1 crore steps ahead. And says, Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Lord Brahma is saying that if you put 1 crore cubits, the combined beauty of this 1 crore cubits is nothing in comparison to the beauty of the Lord. Now, Prabodhananda Saraswati says, Saundarye Kamakoti. So, in Saundarya, in beauty, the Lord is 10 million cubits put together. Saundarye Kamakoti. Sakala Jana Samahladane Chandrakoti. Sakala Jana means everybody. Sama Ahladane Chandrakoti. So, Chandra, the moon, is said to be giving so much of ahlada, very great happiness to everyone, especially in this summer, scorching summer. We are sweating so much. We are all waiting for the moon rise. Already 7:30 p.m. still sun is there, as if it is 3 p.m. now, right? So we are waiting for the moon rise, right? So moon is said to be giving so much of ahlada, pleasure, pleasant feeling to everyone. So Sakala Jana Samahladane Chandra Koti, in giving that ahlada or pleasure to everyone, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like 10 million moons put together. In beauty, he is 10 million cubits put together. In giving pleasure to everyone, he is 10 million moons put together. Clear? 2 crores. You got 2 crores now. In 5 minutes, you will get 5 more crores. Saundarye Kamakoti. Sakala Jana Samahladane Chandra Koti. Vatsalye Matra Koti. In Vatsalya, in showing affection, parental affection, motherly affection, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like 10 million mothers put together. Even Dhruva Maharaj, his mother, Suniti also spoke to Dhruva, my dear boy, I am one mother. I can give you the affection of one mother only. But the Lord can give you the affection of 10 million mothers put together. This is how every mother should divert her child to the lotus feet of the Lord. Sakala Jana Samahladane Chandra Koti Vatsalye Matra Koti. Now, let's go to one beautiful episode in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw this Vasudeva leper. He had leprosy and so many sores and wounds, oozing blood and pus all over his body. So nobody would dare to touch his body. And even doctor also cannot come close. When the patient has some infectious disease, doctor will wear some gloves, wear some mask and apron, and then slowly touch, and then just 1 minute does treatment and he goes away. But a mother has deep emotions for the child. Mother will come towards the child. Even if somebody stops her, her emotions are like very intense, she wouldn't hesitate to touch even a diseased child, right? In fact, the affection that mother has towards the child increases 10 times or 1,000 times when the child is suffering with some sickness. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that motherly kindness, affection towards this Vasudeva leper. He did not hesitate to touch his body. He went and embraced his body directly, right? And by the embrace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his body got transformed. Mahaprabhu can clear his leprosy just by giving him a blessing also, like this, right? Some shine can come. You see in animation movies. So leprosy can go that way also. But Mahaprabhu went and embraced him. Satatam janata bhavata paharam paramartha parayana lokagatim Navalehakaram Jagatapaharam Pranamami Sachi Sutta Gauravaram. So Satatam Janata Bhavatapaharam. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is engaged in destroying the material miseries of all living entities. Right? Jagat Tapaharam. He wants to destroy the tapa, miseries of entire universe. That's why he appeared with this deep, compassionate mood. Adopting Radharani's mood, he came. So, in showing affection and in relieving us from all kinds of miseries, Mahaprabhu is equal to 10 million mothers put together. Right? Vatsalye matra koti Tridasha Vitapito Pyadbhuta Udarya Koti. Tridasha Vitapita means there is a special tree in the heavenly planets called Kalpavriksha. This Kalpavriksha is called desire tree. Whatever desire you have, the desire will be fulfilled. If he wants apple, he goes to apple tree. But did you ever see an apple tree giving pomegranate? No? An apple, a tree, any tree, giving any fruit that you want. But in heavenly planets, this Kalpavriksha, this desire tree, it can give anything that you want. And in fulfilling the desires of everyone, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like 10 million Kalpavrikshas put together. Tridasha Vitapito Adbhuta Udarya Koti. Udarya Koti means his affection or his magnanimity. Udarya is like 10 million desire trees put together. So 4 crores. You got 4 crores now. Now 5th crore. You are running with the 5th crore. Tridasha Vitapito Adbhuta Udarya Koti. Gambhiryem Bodhi Koti. Although Mahaprabhu is very magnanimous, like a mother, like a desire tree, but he is Gambhira also. He stays in Gambhira also. And his Gambhira means he is very grave, very serious. In presenting seriousness and gravity, Mahaprabhu is equal to 10 million oceans put together. Gambhirye bodhi koti, madhuramani sudha kshira madhrika koti. In sweetness, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is equal to 10 million types of sandesh, barfi, kheer, all this put together. So this is Mahaprabhu's magnanimity and sweetness. Right? Last, Darshita Adbhuta Madhuramani Sudha Kshira Madhrika Koti Gauro Deva Sajiyat Pranaya Rasapade Darshitashcharya Koti. So Pranaya Rasapade, in manifesting Pranaya Rasa. What is Pranaya Rasa? Conjugal Rasa, which is Madhurya Rasa. So in manifesting the melos of Madhurya Rasa, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is equal to 10 million Ashcharyas put together, surprises put together, wonders put together. There are so many wonders in this world. Mahaprabhu is a combination of millions of wonders. And one such wonder is Jagannath Ratha Yatra. Right? So in Jagannath Ratha Yatra is not just one wonder, it's a combination of hundreds and thousands of wonders. Darshita Ashcharya Koti. Mahaprabhu is manifesting hundreds and thousands of wonders in this one event called Ratha Yatra. Very divine event that happens every year. But one year, how Mahaprabhu celebrated Ratha Yatra is described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami right in the middle of Madhya Leela. Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita has 25 chapters. And in the middle there is 13th chapter. In the 13th chapter there is a description of Jagannath Ratha Yatra. Very beautiful. What is Ashcharya here? Sajiyat Krishna Chaitanya Shri Rathagrena Nartayah. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing Nartan, he is dancing in front of Jagannath's Ratha. Jagannathopi Vismitaha. Even Jagannath ji also became surprised. Ashcharya Koti. Jagannathopi Vismitaha. Because Lord Chaitanya got absorbed in the mode of Srimati Radharani, and Jagannath ji is Krishna himself. Seeing Radharani dancing in ecstasy of separation from Krishna, appealing to Krishna, Krishna, please come to Vrindavan. So Jagannath ji means Krishna became very surprised. Krishna was wondering, he was mesmerized, he was astonished. Right? So Gundicha temple represents Vrindavan. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's attempt to pull Jagannath's Rath towards Gundicha is like Srimati Radharani's attempt to pull Krishna towards Vrindavan. That is the significance of Ratha Yatra. Yes, Ratha Yatra festival can be understood from multiple perspectives, from multiple levels. At one level, it's a wonderful event, annual event in multiple temples, especially Jagannath Puri temple. And by conducting Ratha Yatra, the Lord gives darshan to everyone, showers his compassionate glances upon everyone. रथारूढो गच्छन् प्रतिमीलिता भूदेव पटलै स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रतिपदमुपकर्ण्य सदया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे. We discussed this yesterday. So Lord Jagannath ji sits on this Jagannath's cart and he gives darshan to everyone, showers his merciful glances upon everyone, and he gives the opportunity to everybody to have his darshan, even if they can't enter the temple. So this is like at one level you understand Ratha Yatra. It is compassion of Lord Jagannath ji. But from another perspective, Jagannath's Ratha Yatra brings several Vaishnavas, hundreds and thousands and lakhs of Vaishnavas come together. This also facilitates unity and camaraderie and cooperation amongst devotees to come together and do so many services. You have so many services, right? Ratha Yatra services, Prabhu was announcing yesterday. So it brings devotees together. That's another level. And during this Jagannath Ratha Yatra, profuse Harinam Sankirtan is happening. On another plane, this Ratha Yatra is a wonderful opportunity where everybody who is attending Ratha Yatra is absorbed in chanting the holy names of Krishna and thus coming closer to Krishna and developing Krishna Prema. From another level, Prabhupada explains, when we happen to attend Ratha Yatra and take darshan of Jagannath ji during the Ratha Yatra, so that frame is fixed in the mind and we will meditate on that frame, on that darshan, even while departing from this world. So seeing Lord Jagannath ji during Ratha Yatra also facilitates our entrance into the spiritual world and our remembrance of the Lord at the time of death. But from another much deeper perspective, this Jagannath Ratha Yatra is an event where all the gopis of Vrindavan, especially Srimati Radharani and all the Vrajavasis, they are inviting Krishna back into Vrindavan. He left Vrindavan, not in spirit, but externally, physically, as a part of pastime, he went out of Vrindavan. So all the Vrajavasis are coming together to bring him back to Vrindavan, into their hearts. So they are attempting to bring Krishna back to Vrindavan. We are inviting Jagannath ji, Krishna, into our hearts. And from the highest perspective, it is Srimati Radharani who completely absorbed in the mode of separation from Krishna is pulling Krishna back to Vrindavan, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely adopted the mood of Srimati Radharani and then trying to pull Krishna in the form of Jagannath ji back to Vrindavan. Right? There are very deep emotional exchanges between Jagannath ji and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Ratha Yatra. So we need to see Ratha Yatra from multiple perspectives. Now let's systematically discuss this whole event as described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the 13th chapter of Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita. On the day of Ratha Yatra, all the wonderful pujaris of Jagannath ji are bringing this divine deity of Jagannath ji, lifting with so much of love and affection on their backs and then bringing him out of the temple and trying to keep the deity, keep Jagannath ji on his cart so that he can move. At this time, Prataparudra Maharaj came there. He started brooming the floor in front of Jagannath ji. Now we have just discussed 2 minutes back, this is like Vrajavasis inviting Krishna back into their heart and Srimati Radharani pulling Krishna towards Vrindavan, etc., etc. But you see, what gives us access to that level of consciousness, of pulling Krishna into Vrindavan, of assisting Srimati Radharani in her attempt to bring Krishna back to Vrindavan. That is Ratha Yatra. When all the devotees are pulling Jagannath's Ratha, They're assisting Srimati Radharani in her attempt to pull Krishna back to Vrindavan. It's such a exalted, privileged service, right? But what gives us access to that consciousness of assisting Srimati Radharani, of assisting all the gopis, of assisting all the Vrajavasis? Menial service, rendered with humility. That gives us access. Pratapadra Maharaj, as the king of this entire land there at that time, he did so many services to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. He would arrange accommodation and prasadam to all the hundreds of devotees who come from Navadvip area to Jagannath Puri every single year, and they stay for 4 months, not 4 days. Right? He would arrange prasadam and accommodation. He arranged accommodation for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Gambhira. As a king, he did so many services. But you see, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Pratapadra Maharaj, he was not getting darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He only saw Mahaprabhu from a distance, but he was never given an opportunity to come closer and talk. If we are taking the opportunity to meet an exalted Vaishnava for granted, please read Chaitanya Charitamrita, the story of Pratapadra Maharaj. You will be humbled, you will be humiliated, you will feel embarrassed. My God, he is longing to have Lord Chaitanya's darshan, a sadhu darshan, or the darshan of an exalted devotee. Actually, the Lord playing the role of exalted devotee. And I am taking the darshan or an opportunity to interact with another Vaishnava for granted. We become little conscious. It's not an ordinary privilege to. It's not an ordinary privilege to associate with a Vaishnava. Really. So Pratapadra Maharaj was longing. Now, during the Ratha Yatra, Pratapadra Maharaj picked up a broom and started brooming, started cleaning the floor so that Jagannathji can come. There are so many sweepers. Pratapadra Maharaj has so many ministers and servants and maid servants and so many assistants who can come and do that service. But he is personally doing it, not for photograph. Sometimes people may do. मैं तो झाड़ू मारता हूँ, तो photo खींचो. उसके बाद झाड़ू ले लो. Take this झाड़ू back. That's not the mood. He is really considering himself as a menial servant of Jagannathji and all the devotees, and is voluntarily coming. It's not like a political strategy. Just to get some compassion or attention of public, you should do some menial service also, at least in front of camera. It's not like that. He really means it. In that mood of a menial servant, humble menial servant, he is cleaning the floor in front of Jagannathji. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu noticed it. Uttama Raja kare tuchha sevan. He is the best of all men. Means king is considered the best of all men. So the king of that province is coming and doing this tuchha seva. Actually, no seva is tuchha. Whatever service we do to the Lord, whether it is cleaning or brooming or mopping or cooking or worshipping or offering garlands and doing Shringar Seva to the deities, whatever is the service, everything is exalted service. Nothing is menial, nothing is low. But why this Seva is called Tuchha Seva here? Kaviraj Goswami, why is he calling it this Tuchha Seva? Tuchha Seva in the sense that it doesn't require a specialization. To be able to dress the deities so nicely, so beautifully like that, you need some expertise, some experience. But to clean the floor, anybody can do. It doesn't demand a qualification or expertise or specialization. So that kind of service, such menial service, such tuchha seva, which is way below his standard of devotion and standard of his status, social status. So Pratapadra Maharaj is rendering that seva, that menial seva, that really captivated the heart of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart did not melt. Of course, internally it melted, but externally he did not show symptoms of softening of heart, even though Ramananda recommended Pratapadra Maharaj. Swarupa Damodar Goswami recommended Pratapadra Maharaj. Nityananda Prabhu recommended Pratapadra Maharaj. So although so many exalted Vaishnavas told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to show some mercy on Pratapadra Maharaj, he was not showing. apparently. Internally he was showing. So he said, Mahaprabhu's heart melted. Oh, he's clean and he's grooming and mopping here? That's amazing. So that's the beginning of Ratha Yatra in Jagannath Puri. Although the Lord is about to get absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radharani and have his divine Leela, divine exchange with Jagannath Ji in the mode of separation, see what message is he giving right in the beginning of Ratha Yatra. Before even Jagannath Ji boarded his Rath, Mahaprabhu is giving the message to access higher realms of devotional service, higher realms of bhakti, higher realms of bhava and prema for Krishna. First begin with humble, menial service. First keep aside your false ego. First keep aside your social status, your absorption, your external upadhis or designations, and consider yourself as a kinkara. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhamabhudau. Realize that you have fallen into this ocean of material existence, and considering yourself as a humble, menial servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Vaishnavas, chant the holy names of the Lord, then you will be able to access these higher realms of bhakti, Radha Bhav, Gopi Bhav, etc. Mahaprabhu is giving this indication. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave another indication in Ratha Yatra. So, Jagannath's deity was nicely brought and very carefully placed in the cart, in Jagannath's Ratha, and all the devotees were about to move. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he called all his devotees, Nityananda Prabhu, Jagadananda, Damodara, Mukunda, Advaita, Haridas Thakur, all the devotees were called. Haridas Thakur never had an entrance into the temple, but Haridas Thakur got darshan of Jagannath Ji now. Because Jagannath Ji came out to give darshan to Haridas Thakur. Of course, Jagannath Ji in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is every day giving darshan, personal association to Haridas Thakur, but now Jagannath Ji also came out. Two darshans, Jagannath Ji and Gauranga. Sei Gaura, Sei Krishna, Sei Jagannath. Right? The Lord is giving darshan in multiple forms. As Krishna's holy name is always there on the tongue of Haridas Thakur. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in front of his eyes every day. And as like Jagannath Ji is on the cart giving darshan to Haridas Thakur. So Mahaprabhu called all these devotees, and also he called devotees of Kulinagram, Khanda, and I think Shantipur. So he called all the devotees and divided them into 7 groups. In each group, he appointed one lead singer and one lead dancer. And also one drum player, mridanga player in every, and many other people are also playing kartals. So 7 groups. Out of these 7 groups, 4 Sankirtan groups were in front of Jagannath's Rath. And 2 groups are on either side, left side and right side of Jagannath's cart. And 1 group was behind. That's how Jagannath's Rath was surrounded with 7 Sankirtan parties, and Rath started slowly moving. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, when the devotees are pulling Rath, sometimes even without their pulling only, the cart moves. Sometimes, however hard they try to pull, the cart doesn't move only. So Kaviraj Goswami says, Jagannath's Rath moves by his will, not by the strength of the people who are pulling the Rath. Right? It's not our strength. That does not mean we don't pull. We have to pull. We have to pull to assist Srimati Radharani to bring Krishna to Vrindavan. But ultimately it's the will of the Lord. Right? The Lord wants to move slowly, he'll move slowly. He wants to move fast, he'll move fast. Right? So that's how Jagannath's Rath was moving. And along with this moving Rath, there is moving 7 Sankirtan parties on all sides of Jagannath's cart. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired everyone to chant the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Once again.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare.
Jai. So everyone is chanting the holy names of the Lord. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started dancing with these parties. There are 7 parties. 7 Sankirtan groups are there. In which group should he dance? Mahaprabhu started dancing in one group. All the members in that group started thinking that Mahaprabhu is with me only. Mahaprabhu is dancing with me only. that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in other 6 groups also. Simultaneously he was dancing in every single group. He appeared in 7 forms. This is the divine opulence of the Lord. The Lord manifests his opulence and power and strength in creating this universe, maintaining this universe, destroying this universe. And he also manifests so much of his opulence, divine opulence, in destroying the demons, protecting the devotees, establishing dharma, and appearing in so many incarnations. The Lord displays his opulences in multiple ways. But the greatest manifestation of Krishna's opulence is in reciprocating with his devotees. When a devotee sincerely loves the Lord wants to reciprocate with that love. The Lord wants to just shower his merciful glances and complete affection upon that devotee. That is the greatest manifestation of Krishna's love. That is the greatest opulence of Krishna. All other opulences are opulences, but they are little secondary. But the main opulence is his eagerness to reciprocate with the love and affection of his devotees. Every Sankirtan group wanted Krishna, Mahaprabhu, to be with them, and Mahaprabhu fulfilled their desire. Just like Krishna, he was lifting Govardhan mountain, and all the Vrajavasis like Yashoda Mata, Nanda Maharaj, Rohini Mata, Balaramji, Radharani, all the Gopas and Gopis and cows and cocks, peacocks and butterflies, all of them surrounded Krishna. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of Vrajavasis around Krishna under Govardhan. Now Krishna lifted Govardhan and facing one direction, but all the Vrajavasis and all sides of Govardhan sides of Krishna, they were having this experience of seeing Krishna face to face. Every single Vrajavasi was thinking, Krishna is looking at me only. Krishna is smiling at me only. Krishna is reciprocating with my love, my glances, my bhakti only. They were thinking like that. Krishna could give that experience to everybody. Even on the bank of Yamuna, when Krishna sits in the middle of so many concentric circles of Gopas, every single Gopa, whether the Gopa is sitting in front of Krishna, or on the left side of Krishna, right side of Krishna, or way behind Krishna, 10 circles away from Krishna, or 30 circles away from Krishna, every single Gopa has this experience of seeing Krishna face to face, feeding Krishna personally with his hands, and being fed by Krishna with Krishna's hands. This is the divine opulence of Krishna. Now Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, in this divine pastime, he manifested himself in all the 7 groups simultaneously, and he started dancing with them. When Krishna played this flute under Vamshivat on Sharat Purnima night, all the gopis left everything and came to Krishna. Pati sutanvayad bhratrubandhava ati vilanghyate achyutagata gati virastavod gita mohita kitavayoshita kasya nishi. Pati sutta bhratrubandhava, all these gopis abandoned everybody, and in the middle of the night they came running to Krishna to serve him, to be with him, to associate with him, to dance with him. Krishna initially said, please go away, but later he danced, impressed with their devotion, and Krishna started expanding himself into hundreds and thousands and millions of forms, as many as there are gopis, and he started dancing with every single gopi. And that Rasa Leela in Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from this Harinam Sankirtan during Jagannath Ratha Yatra in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's no difference. How can you say that? They're all one man dancing with so many women, and here all men only. So this is not gender-based. Ultimately speaking, there is only one male in the entire cosmic manifestation. That is Krishna. Everyone is female only. Isn't it? It is Shastric statement. Krishna said like this. Apareyam tastvanya prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayegam dharyate jagat. Right? So, all the jivas are prakriti, not purusha. Krishna is the only purusha. All jivas are prakriti. According to their constitutional position, every jiva is prakriti, not purusha. But actually speaking, according to conditioned state, every jiva is Purusha, not Prakriti. Whether the jiva is in a male body or female body, the enjoying mentality is there, controlling mentality is there. I am the enjoyer, I am the proprietor, I am the master, I am the controller, I am the doer. Kartaham iti manjate. That feeling is there, that identity is there. Thus every jiva is acting like a Purusha. There is Purusha Bhava. Sometimes the scriptures address the jiva as Purusha also, not Prakriti. Especially in the 13th chapter, Krishna describes the jiva as Purusha. You remember? Kshetrajna vibhaga yoga. So, constitutionally every jiva is feminine. Conditionally every jiva is masculine. Right? But these two are not the ultimate truths. The ultimate truth is Jivera Swarupa Hai Krishnera Nitya Das. The souls being a servant of Krishna is a higher truth than the souls being a male or female. Some souls are in male bodies, some souls are in female bodies. But every soul is a servant of Krishna. One soul who is in a male body in this life can enter a female body next life. One soul who is in a female body in this life can become a male in next life. Gender is not permanent in this material world. Nowadays, within one lifetime also. Anyways, let's not get into all that. So, but the soul's eternal designation is servant of Krishna. We are all servants of Krishna. So, in the Rasa Leela, Krishna is dancing with all the gopis. And in the Harinam Sankirtan, in Ratha Yatra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing with all the devotees. Right? In the form of a sannyasi, golden sannyasi, effulgent sannyasi is dancing. So, both are divine pastimes. Both are exalted leelas. Both are completely on a spiritual platform. Actually, Rasa Leela of Krishna is seen from multiple perspectives by multiple people. But the highest explanation of Rasa Leela is Rasa Leela of Krishna in Vrindavan is the highest manifestation of love between the Lord and his devotees. And the love between the Lord and his devotees, that prema for Krishna and prema of Krishna, when it reaches its epitome, that is Rasa Leela. Right? And that same Rasa Leela became Harinam Sankirtan in Jagannath Ratha Yatra, in any other Harinam Sankirtan led by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri or wherever else. Right? So Mahaprabhu is simultaneously dancing everywhere in all 7 groups in 7 forms. But sometimes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in one form only starts dancing in all groups. Just like in Rasa Leela, Krishna expands himself into hundreds and thousands of forms and dances individually with every single gopi. But sometimes one Krishna dances with all the gopis. How is it possible? Have you seen Alata Chakra? Alata Chakra means the fire circle. You take fire, you take a rope and lit the rope at the end with some fire and start moving it like this. Right? Very fast. I don't have it now to demonstrate, just imagine. So when you rotate it very fast, that fire seems like a fire circle, isn't it? Is that a circle? It's a small thread, linear, one line with one little flame. But that flame, although it is at one place, at the tip of this rope, when you rotate it like this fast, it seems like fire is there everywhere on the diameter of the circle, everywhere, because you are moving it very fast. Similarly, Krishna dances very fast in Rasa Leela, and is simultaneously present with every single gopi and dancing with every single gopi. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also dances very fast, and he dances simultaneously in one form in multiple groups, and sometimes he even expands himself into 7 forms and dances steadily at one place. So in the middle of each group, he dances in 7 forms. And in one form, he goes to all groups. Right? So that way Mahaprabhu is dancing. When Mahaprabhu manifested 7 different divine forms and started dancing with all the 7 gopis, something interesting happened. Pratapbhadra Maharaj noticed it. Nobody noticed it. All the devotees in all the 7 groups are thinking that Mahaprabhu is in my group only. Right? But Mahaprabhu is in every group. And nobody knows that. But Pratapruddha Maharaj noticed it. How could he notice it? This divine pastime. And by the way, one more point. Mahaprabhu did not consciously expand himself into the 7 forms. Mahaprabhu is absorbed in his ecstatic dance, doing Harinam Sankirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord, which is the topmost spiritual process in this Kali Yuga. But the Leela Shakti of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it happen. By the influence of Leela Shakti, by the influence of the Lord's divine spiritual potency, Mahaprabhu automatically expanded himself without consciously planning, without deliberating on it. Mahaprabhu automatically expanded himself into 7 forms and started dancing everywhere. This is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achintya Shakti, Lord Krishna's Achintya Shakti. Without even Lord consciously putting an effort, he automatically expands himself into 7 forms just to satisfy his devotees. So Mahaprabhu is absorbed in the mode of chanting Krishna's names. Mahaprabhu is absorbed in the mode of satisfying his devotees, reciprocating with the love of his devotees. Every devotee is longing to dance with me, longing to see me dance with them. Therefore, automatically he expands. He doesn't even consciously deliberate on it. Just like, say, a mother is talking to someone in a conversation. Child needs something. Conversation is going on, whatever the child needs, mother is parallelly doing it also. Because affection is so deep, she doesn't have to deliberate, she doesn't have to pause also, right? So whatever the child needs, mother can attend to the child. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being so absorbed in his mode of satisfying every single devotee there, he manifested himself into multiple forms and nobody could notice it, but Pratapruddha Maharaj noticed it. And a couple of other devotees also. Why did Pratapruddha Maharaj notice it? Pratapruddha Maharaj apparently was very unfortunate. He did not get an opportunity to take even close darshan of the Lord also. Apparently. But Mahaprabhu was so pleased with Pratapruddha Maharaj that he revealed his divine display of mercy only to Pratapruddha Maharaj, not many people. There. Couple of people, other devotees like Nityananda Prabhu definitely understands. Sarvadamodar Goswami understands, even Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya can notice, but not me, everyone. Such an intimate darshan, rahasya darshan is revealed only to Pratapruddha Maharaj because Pratapruddha Maharaj did that menial service of brooming, cleaning with a broom in front of Jagannath's cart. That is the power of menial service. That is the power of humble mood of being a servant and servant of Krishna. If we think I'll directly become a gopi or a gopa or at least a cow or a peacock in Vrindavan, or maybe Vatsalya also. Maybe Madhurya, I think that's better. At least Sakarasta milega. I did so much service, I'm chanting 16 or 16 years. Sakarasta I can get right at least. That's it, as is still going. Just higher, as top 3 only. So that may be the contemplation of a struggling sadhaka. Sometimes he is dozing off in japa. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Although our japa is very poor, we don't hear our holy name. We expect Krishna to carefully hear what we chant and bestow Madhurya Rasa. Bestow Gopi Bhav. Krishna, we said Krishna Prema. One name is sufficient, we said that. I am chanting so many names. Right? There is consciously and unconsciously there is some demand in a neophyte devotee. But what gives us entrance into higher realms of pure bhakti is this humble, menial service attitude. Keeping aside all our external designations. Pratapruddha Maharaj kept aside all his designations as king of this place. I am the one who sponsored Mahaprabhu's home. Forever he is staying. For all the rest of his manifest pastimes for 40 years of his age, Mahaprabhu stayed in Gambhira and the location is arranged by Pratapruddha Maharaj permanently. Mahaprabhu did not even acknowledge, thank you for accommodating me in Gambhira, in Kashi Mishra's home. Thank you very much. He never even said that also. Without any acknowledgement, without any reciprocation, without even a meeting also, Pratapruddha Maharaj is ready to serve. willing to serve. And so many said, tomorrow is Pratapata Maharaj, right? We'll discuss more about his devotion later. But the main point here is, during Rath Yatra, Mahaprabhu is giving another revelation. That revelation is, unless you have the mood of a servant of the servant of the servant of devotees, unless you are willing to render menial, humble services. Menial service is not only doing Jhadu Puja, but actually the consciousness of being a menial servant, that's important. Sometimes some people can be very proud doing Jhadu Puja also. They may be brooming or mopping or cleaning vessels, right, for 2 hours or 10 hours in a day, but still ego is like there, right? But Mahaprabhu actually wants that mood of being a humble menial servant, not identifying oneself with our external positions or designations, but identifying oneself as a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. That gives us access to divine darshans, higher realms, higher feelings in bhakti. Keeping aside that just theoretically, conceptually, if we try to understand some esoteric sections of the Shastra without having sufficient purification of heart, we end up becoming sahajas. But here, if you see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave his darshan of his 7 forms, how he expanded simultaneously into 7 forms and dancing in 7 different kirtan groups. That is visible only to Pratapata Maharaj, because Mahaprabhu was so pleased with the humble menial service done by Pratapata Maharaj. That gives us entrance into Rahasya Darshan, confidential darshan. There is always an excitement to be in the confidential circles of the Lord. There is always an excitement to, always be very close to a celebrity, close to the deity, close to Guru, close to a senior Vaishnava, close to big managerial circles. There's always an excitement to be there. I want to be there on the stage. There's an excitement. But that excitement will not give us entrance into those spiritual privileges. If there's an excitement to be absorbed in humble menial service in the mode of servant of the servant of the servant of devotees, that excitement will make Krishna recognize that consciousness, and he gives us entrance into higher realms. You know what happens in Gauranga Vrindavan? Srimati Radharani is like devotional creeper, and all the gopis are like small leaves and twigs and flowers and fruits of the devotional creeper. And Krishna's pastimes are like water sprinkled on that creeper. When water is sprinkled on the creeper, naturally creeper becomes nourished, and automatically the leaves and the twigs and flowers and fruits become nourished. Right? This is Kaviraj Goswami's example. Actually, it is Ramananda Rai's example in Chaitanya Charitamrita 8th chapter, Madhya Leela, in his conversation with Lord Chaitanya. So, when water is sprinkled on the creeper, automatically twigs and leaves are nourished. What does it mean? When Srimati Radharani engages in pastimes with Krishna, automatically the gopis are nourished. Gopis derive great joy and great satisfaction in assisting Srimati Radharani in her service to Krishna. Right? But what is Radharani's excitement? Okay, I will take assistance from all these my menial servants, the gopis, and I will serve Krishna directly. That is not her consciousness. Radharani finds ways and means to bring these gopis in direct contact with Krishna, and she wants to assist them in their service to Krishna. We also do that sometimes when we are not interested in the service. You serve. You go in front, you take the friendship, I will be assisting. No, here in this context, you need to be in front, not back. No, it's okay, I have to be humble and menial servant. So when you are not excited or interested in that service, of course, sometimes genuinely a devotee does not have bandwidth. That's fine, acceptable. But sometimes when there is no willingness to render service, we delegate it to others in the name of empowering them. But Radharani is willing to serve Krishna. She never gets bored. And the gopis are willing to serve Krishna. They also never get bored or exhausted or tired in serving Krishna. But both of them want to encourage each other and assist each other and give opportunity to each other to serve Krishna directly. That is the mood of Goloka. That is the mood of Vaikuntha. That is the mood that Mahaprabhu is conveying in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. But a struggling sadhaka is very eager to accept any privileged services. And menial services and background services, let others do. That's the story of a struggling sadhaka. The very fact that we have such mentality shows that we are struggling sadhaka. Right? Not realizing that we are struggling. So, here, Pratapadra Maharaj did that menial service. He did so many other limelight services also. All the other services he has done in the position of a king. As a king, he has rendered the services. But now this, he kept aside his designation as a king and he is doing the service. Right? So, Mahaprabhu gave him Rahasya Darshan. Then Mahaprabhu continued to dance in all the 7 parties and Kirtan parties, and the Rath is slowly moving. Sometimes the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes into deep divine ecstasy and he starts dancing, and all the groups become one also, and groups continue also. But wherever group Mahaprabhu is there, devotees have to protect Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he jumps up and down. He'll go up, where he will land, God knows. He's God, but he doesn't know. God also doesn't know where he lands. So devotees become very, very eager to protect the Lord. So the devotees want to protect the Lord from being overpowered or disturbed by the crowd around. So the devotees decided to form 3 circles around Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The first circle, Mahaprabhu is dancing in the middle, completely absorbed in ecstasy. Till now, Mahaprabhu is absorbed in offering prayers to the Lord. Mahaprabhu is absorbed in making everyone chant and inspiring everyone by dancing in multiple groups. And he is offering personal prayers. He offers this prayer. Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Jagadhitaya Krishnaya.
Jagadhitaya Krishnaya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
You know the meaning of this shloka. I will not explain. So Mahaprabhu chanted this prayer. Then he chanted another prayer from Mukunda Mala Stotra. Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandanoyam Jayati Jayati Krishno Vishnivansha Pradeepah Jayati Jayati Megha Shyamala Komalango Jayati Jayati Prithvi Bharanasho Mukunda. He chanted this prayer. You know the meaning, I will not explain. Then Mahaprabhu chanted another prayer. This I will explain. Very longer prayer, not simple glorification of the Lord. This is about himself. Till now he glorified Krishna, but he chanted another prayer. From Bhagavatam, after that he chanted another prayer. Naham vipro na chanarapatir napi vaishyo na shudro Naham varni na chagrahapatir no vanastho yatirva Kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purnam prutabdhe Gopi bhartu padakamalayur dasa dasa dasa. I am not a Vipra, means I am not a Brahmana. Nacha Narapatir, means I am not a king. Narapati means the master of all human beings. I am not a king. I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra. He doesn't belong to any Varna? Yes. Mahaprabhu belongs to Brahmana Varna, apparently in the part of pastime, but he says, I am not this. Which ashram does he belong to? He says, I am not a brahmachari, I am not a grahastha, I am not a vanaprastha, I am not a sannyasi. Right? He doesn't belong to any ashram also. Then who are you? Gopi bhartu padakamalayur dasa dasa nudasaha. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the master of gopis of Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu is declaring to all of us, only in this mode of being a humble, menial servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis of Krishna, master of the gopis of Vrindavan, you will be able to enter deeper realms of bhakti. See, very systematically, if you analyze Ratha Yatra, the sequence of events. First, it begins with Mahaprabhu, Jagannath Ji coming out, and Prataprutra Maharaj doing some menial service there. Then Mahaprabhu divided into Kirtan, 7 groups, and he dances there, and he offers prayers slowly in the Aishwarya mode, describing Krishna as Dwaraka, Dhish and all, and then slowly coming to this Naham Vipro Nachanarpatir, and then ending with I am a servant of Krishna. I am the servant of the master of gopis. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the master of gopis. So, began with Mahaprabhu's getting impressed with Prataprutra Maharaj's menial service, ending with Mahaprabhu declaring himself as humble menial servant of the gopis, and then is about to exhibit Radha. Right? Systematic. Yesterday we discussed, right? Mahaprabhu's 4 gifts, you remember? Prema bhutartha shravana pathagatah kasya namahimnah koveta kasya vrinda vanavipina maha madhurishu pravesha kova janati radham paramarasa chamatkara madhurya sima ekas chaitanya chandraha paramakarunaya sarvamavishchakaraha. Mahaprabhu gave us these 4 gifts: Krishna Nam, Krishna Prem, which is the highest goal, then Vrindavan Dham, and Srimati Radharani. How do we get entrance into Vrindavan consciousness? Mahaprabhu did not yet exhibit Vrindavan consciousness. Of course, he exhibited internally, but he is going to exhibit now in Radha's mood. Radharani and Vrindavan are going to manifest in Ratha Yatra after some time. But till now, Krishna Nam is being chanted. That gives us entrance into Krishna Prema. And even before that, some menial service. Mode of servant, dasana das. Tranadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina amanadin, kirtaniya sadahari. To be able to do kirtaniya sadahari, chant Krishna Nam, and retain Krishna Prema, we need to have humility, humble mood as servant of Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is about to enter the realm of Vrindavan, in the mood of Vrindavan in some time. What is the glory of Vrindavan? Sri Krishna ikanta bhavam kvanu sakala jano vashyamapnotya yatnat Krishna syascharya sima parama bhagavatah kutra leelartha murti kutratya Krishna padam bhuja bhajana mahananda samrajya kashtha Bhratar vakshye rahasyam suru sakala vidham Srila Vrindavanitra. The meaning of this shloka is, Vrindavan actually gives us Sri Krishna ekanta bhava. One-pointed devotion to Krishna is available in Vrindavan. Sri Krishna ekanta bhavam kvanu sakala jano vashyamapnotya yatnat. Ayatnat. Without even our conscious effort, we'll get one-pointed devotion to Krishna by the blessings of Vrindavan. And by the way, this is not the physical, geographical location of Vrindavan there. Prabhupada writes very clearly, you cannot purchase a ticket and go to Vrindavan. Prabhupada says Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. We have to be in the state of being, state of consciousness of Vrindavan. What is that? Menial service. Once some big Pandit came to challenge Rupa Goswami. Hari Hari. When Rupa Goswami was challenged by this Pandit, Rupa Goswami, I don't have time to argue with you or challenge with you or debate with you. What do you want me to do? To save my time. Sign this Vijay Patra. He signed. Out. No more debates. Defeat accepted without debate. Jiva Goswami caught him. You defeat my Guru, my superior, Rupa Goswami. You first debate with me. Let's see what happens later. So Jiva Goswami defeated him. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami said, you defeated him? Yeah, of course I defeated him. To protect your honor? No. You are argumentative. You want to debate? You want to establish your superiority over someone? Actually, this consciousness is incompatible to Vrindavan Dham's consciousness. you are not qualified to be in Vrindavan. Out. Then Jiva Goswami had to go out. Just imagine. From one perspective, he is protecting the honor of Rupa Goswami. But from a deeper perspective, Rupa Goswami, through Jiva Goswami, is giving us this important message. Pride cannot exist in Vrindavan. Only humility can exist in Vrindavan. That humble state of consciousness will give us entrance into Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu is teaching us humility first before accessing Vrindavan. Be humble first. Later Vrindavan. Sri Krishna ekanta bhavam kvanu sakala jano vashyamapnotya yatna Krishnasyāścharya sīmā parama bhagavatah kutra leelatha murtihi. Where can we actually understand Krishna? In Vrindavan. How can we get this realization that Krishna is the Ascharya Sima, means is the limit of all wonders? Only in Vrindavan. Krishnasyāścharya sīmā parama bhagavatah kutra leelatha murtihi. Kutratya Krishna padam bhuja bhajana mahananda samrajya dashta. Where can we enter this samrajya, this great divine kingdom of Ananda, divine Ananda of Krishna Bhakti? Only in Vrindavan. Bhratar vakshye rahasyam. Oh Bhrata, my dear brother. Nowadays people call bro. My dear brother. Vakshye rahasyam. I am speaking this secret. Srunusakallamidam Srila Vrindavan Yatra. Please understand all these spiritual privileges are available in Vrindavan, nowhere else. And to come to that state of Vrindavan consciousness, we need to develop humility, humble, menial service attitude, as demonstrated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in his prayers and in his life, and also demonstrated by all his devotees like Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Pratapadra Maharaj and Sanatana Goswami and all of them. You know what Jiva Goswami was doing in Vrindavan? He was assisting Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami is such a great scholar. He used to write poetry. He wrote 4 lakh original shlokas, not copying. He composed 4 lakh original Sanskrit shlokas, poetry. And how would he write? Not with ChatGPT, not with Copilot. He was introducing me to someone. 2 years back, he introduced me to ChatGPT. Today, he introduced me to Copilot. Not yet. Anyways, he did not have all that. He would write on palm leaf with his ink, with his pen. He would etch on this palm leaf with legible, visible, neat, pearl-like handwriting. Right? He would etch. And that ink has to become dry. So page number 1 he writes. So palm leaves are very rare now. You cannot get as much as you want. You can't just fold it and throw it like tissue paper that you do. So it's very precious. So he writes page number 1. He keeps it for drying. He takes another palm leaf, writes page number 3 there, and keeps page number 3 for drying. Meanwhile, page number 1 is dry. Then he will do PTO. Page that over. Then he will write page number 2 there. Right? Whatever he needs to write in page number 2, it's there in his mind. The space required, the number of lines required, everything is there in his mind. He will write page number 3. By the time he finishes page number 2, page number 3 is dry, he will turn page number 3 and write page number 4. Such a great scholar. You know what was he doing before writing all this? He was doing humble, menial service to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. What was that humble, menial service? Going to palm leaves and collecting the leaves and cutting them and processing them and giving them, preparing ink for them. He's an author. He's doing this menial service. That's what made him an author. That's what made him Jiva Goswami, the greatest scholar. So, with scholarship we cannot access Vrindavan. With service we can access Vrindavan. Scholarship is a byproduct. Service is the main product. Service is our ultimate aspiration. Right? Jiva Goswami is a scholar, but more than a scholar, he is a servant. That's what made him Jiva Goswami. Coming back to Jagannath Ratha Yatra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered these prayers. Na ham vipuro na chanarapatir na pavaishyo na rudro. Gopi bhakto padakamalayar dasa 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 dasa. Then he wanted to dance in ecstasy. Then all the devotees made these 3 circles. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in middle, and there is one circle around him with all the devotees, led by Nityananda Prabhu. There is a second circle around him, that's led by Govinda. There is a third circle around him, that's led by Pratapada Maharaj. Pratapada Maharaj was there at the end. So Mahaprabhu was dancing ecstatically, and all these 3 circles of devotees are trying to protect Mahaprabhu from this crowd. So much crowd was there, hundreds and thousands and millions of people were there. They were encroaching there, but these 3 circles are just holding so that Mahaprabhu can dance ecstatically in his bhava. So Pratapada Maharaj wanted to see Lord Chaitanya. He's in 3rd circle, not in intimate close circle. Who is there in the 1st circle? Nityananda Prabhu is there. But Pratapada Maharaj is in the 3rd circle. There are 2 layers for him to see. And it's not that like a stadium. On the way of seeing some stadium, right? Steps are like this. The circles are not on raised platforms. All of them are on flat. When Mahaprabhu was jumping, maybe Pratapada Maharaj was seeing him. But when Mahaprabhu was dancing on the floor, Pratapada could not see. He's trying to see. But Srivas Thakur is there right in front of him in the 2nd circle. Pratapada Maharaj was unable to see. He's trying to see like this. Then Harichandan, Pratapada Maharaj's assistant, tried to push Srivas Thakur little aside. He is like any normal, simple Vaishnava, humble Vaishnava coming from Navadvip area. He is not a king. Pratapada Maharaj is a king. And Harichandan is like humble assistant of Pratapada Maharaj. Just to get some grace of Lord Chaitanya upon his master, he is trying to push another devotee. And Srivas Thakur is getting irritated. He's scratching my back, he's pushing me aside all the way. He's getting irritated. He's seeing, and then he continued to dance. And at one point, Srivas Thakur became so irritated, he looked back and slapped Harichandan. Then Harichandan felt he wanted to reply back. He wanted to say something. How dare you slap? I'm doing for my king, not for myself. He was about to say all that, but Pratapada Maharaj immediately stopped him. Hey, don't do that. You are so fortunate, Bhagyavan, to me. Why? Hastasparsha paila. It's called Hastasparsha, not slap. Hastasparsha. You got the touch of the lotus hand of an exalted Vaishnava. See, although he is the king, he never felt that he is entitled for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. He felt that this Srivas Thakur, he doesn't even know Srivas Thakur, who is he and all. He knows little bit, but he doesn't have so much of friendship with him. But he knows he is more exalted than me. Actually, Pratapada Maharaj never thought he is better than anyone else. Pratapada Maharaj never considered himself a king, I am so great, I am this or that. He is just, as a matter of duty, as a matter of convention, as a matter of responsibility, he is doing his service as a king. That is also service only, as a representative of the Lord. But he never overly identified himself with the designation or position as king. So Pratapada Maharaj stopped Harichandan. We are so fortunate to get the touch of Srivas Thakur. We feel fortunate. Don't be aggressive. I don't need that. I need darshan, of course, but I don't want darshan at the cost of disturbing this Vaishnava. We can be eager for darshan, eager for mercy, eager to come in contact with the great devotee or the Supreme Lord himself or the deities. But we cannot take away the opportunity of another devotee. You see, we cannot compromise on the culture of respecting another Vaishnava out of our eagerness to grab the Lord's mercy. A Vaishnava can be greedy, but a Vaishnava cannot be selfish. There is a difference. Greed means laulyam. Laulya is the only mulya. Mulya means price. So our scriptures say, being very greedy and eager and enthusiastic to grab Lord's mercy is the qualification to get Lord's mercy. That is mentioned. However, we should not be selfish. Selfish means we should not try to encroach upon another Vaishnava's opportunity to serve or opportunity to see the Lord. If you get an opportunity, grab it with eagerness. But you don't get an opportunity by sidelining another Vaishnava, by superseding another Vaishnava, by outsmarting another Vaishnava, politically, diplomatically maneuvering the situations to win favors for oneself and sidelining and subduing other Vaishnavas. By definition, a Vaishnava is one who encourages all other devotees, not one who discourages or demeans. Of course, there's a mistake. Of course, we have to control people. That's another service, very austere service. But never take away the opportunity of another devotee who deserves mercy. And never think of yourself as someone who deserves mercy more than others. I'm entitled for this mercy. I'm entitled for this privilege. Whenever there's a sense of entitlement, whenever we think we deserve it, that's a proof that we don't deserve it. That's what Vaishnava culture says. Whenever we think I'm qualified for this spiritual privilege, I'm entitled for this special mercy, we are not qualified, we are not entitled. We don't deserve it. Prataparudra Maharaj was never in that mood. He was always in the mood of a humble being himself, respected everyone else. So Prataparudra Maharaj humbly waited, and Mahaprabhu went into deep ecstasy. Then the circles got disturbed, dispersed. Then Mahaprabhu slowly went towards Ratha, and all the devotees are ecstatically dancing everywhere. And then Mahaprabhu went in front of Ratha, and now Mahaprabhu entered deep into the feelings of Srimati Radharani. Now he is not Mahaprabhu anymore, he is Radharani himself, Radharani herself. In the mood of Radharani, Mahaprabhu is saying, Krishna, Anyera Hridaya Mana Mora Mana Vrindavana Mane Vane Eka Kari Jani. My mind or my heart and Vrindavan are non-different. Krishna, are you noticing it? Did you understand it? My heart is non-different from Vrindavan. And Mahaprabhu also recited one Sanskrit shloka which no one understood except Rupa Goswami and then Sarup Damodar Goswami and a couple of other people. That is very esoteric shloka. Yah Kaumara Harasya Yeva Hivarahata Yeva Chitrakshapah Techonmilitamalati Surabhaya Praudha Kadambadilah. That's a shloka. In simple words, the meaning of the shloka is, I am the same person and you are the same person. And this is the same ambience and same season. Same malati flowers or kadamba flowers, they are there around us. And we have been friends since childhood. We know each other since childhood. But I am not getting the same mood and same feeling now. This is the meaning. Many people will misunderstand this. What is this? Mahaprabhu singing this song? Looks like some kind of romantic song by some mundane people. It seems like that apparently. But Lord Rupa Goswami understood this cryptic meaning of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's shloka, and he composed another shloka to make the meaning more relevant, more understandable. Basically, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that I am that same Radharani and you are that same Krishna. And we had a friendship and relationship since childhood. And it's the same season also. But I'm not getting the same feelings because we are in a different setup, which is Kurukshetra at the solar eclipse time, not Vrindavan. So my deep wish, my sincere heartfelt desire is to pull you from this place, Kurukshetra, to Vrindavan, so that we can continue to enjoy our pastimes like we used to long ago. Basically, when Krishna and the Vrajavasis and Radharani all met in Vrindavan and Kurukshetra at solar eclipse time, there was a private meeting between Krishna and the gopis. At that time, all the gopis said, no, Krishna, we have to take back. Then here Gauranga Goswami gives, actually Radharani says here, Krishna, your Kurukshetra form is very majestic. You are like a royal prince with big crowns on your head, chariots and soldiers and elephants and ministers and kings and princes are around you. I am not happy seeing you in this attire. I want that Gopala Krishna attire. That attire is very simple, surrounded by cows and calves, and the gopas, very accessible, very approachable. Approachability is one important aspect of spiritual life. Why Krishna's form is the sweetest of all? There are so many sweet forms, but Krishna's form is very approachable, very playful. You feel that, oh, he's mine, or I am his. That feeling is quite natural to manifest, especially when he's in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, he doesn't manifest so much of majesty, grandeur, and opulence. He manifests sweetness, innocence, and simplicity. That's why he's very approachable. And Radharani saw same Krishna, but she did not find him very approachable. Oh, Krishna, you look like you're a big man, celebrity here. We don't want celebrity. We want that same Krishna who we used to chastise. Right? Even in our relationships with other devotees, we need to ensure that we are approachable by others. When fans increase, friends decrease. That's the reality of modern world. Especially many are eager to gain many followers on social media. That's fine. when somebody has the right intention, but there's a risk factor there. Right? So the intimacy of friendships may be compromised sometimes. But we need to maintain our friendships intact. We need to remain approachable and humble and down to earth. Even if one happens to do some important service for which they need to be in a certain decorum. Anyways, Srimati Radharani could not relate with that form of Krishna in Kurukshetra. So, Srimati Radharani is now trying to pull Krishna. She's saying, Anyera Hridayavana Moramara Vrindavana. Krishna, please understand, my heart is not different from Vrindavan. Now you have become so indifferent. You left Vrindavan, you left all of us in a notion of separation, and you are happily enjoying in Mathura and Dwaraka. Krishna, is it appropriate? You may be indifferent to me, you may be indifferent to the gopis. At least don't be indifferent to Brajeshwari, Yashoda Mata. Nagani apani dukha, dekhi Brajeshwari mukha. Please look at the face of Yashoda Mata. She doesn't even speak. She only cries. She has no ability to gain some composure and express her emotions in the form of words. Yashoda Mata becomes extremely emotional. At least Nanda Maharaj manages to compose himself and speak some words to do the needful in a practical situation in Vrindavan in the absence of Krishna. But Yashoda Mata, no. When Uddhava came to Vrindavan, Yashoda Mata did not even speak a single word. She was choked up with emotions. Whole night they were conversing. It's Uddhava who is speaking the maximum. And Nanda Maharaj is adding a few words here and there. Yashoda Mata, silent. Only tears. Pain. Intense pain of separation. Radharani is saying, Krishna, don't you remember your mother? How can you become so indifferent and insensitive and quote-unquote ungrateful? You are dying in separation. Why are you acquiring the sinful reaction of killing innocent Brajavasis, simple villagers and mountain wanderers and forest dwellers like us, while enjoying great pleasures in Dwaraka city? And she says, oh no, you are a gentleman, you are very exalted, you are not indifferent, you are doing so many duties, you are doing good things, you are killing Kamsa, you are killing Jarasandha, you are killing so many other people and doing so many things, but we, what to do? We are caught up in so much of attachment towards him, not realizing our misfortune. Probably we don't deserve your association. We are not fortunate enough to get your personal association or company. These are misfortune. Because of destiny, because of Daiva, because of the will of providence, we have to be like this. Maybe we need to be like this. Why today? Why should we blame? So she became very, very humble. But you know why? If Radharani is so humble, if she thinks that she doesn't deserve the association of Krishna, or I'm unfortunate, this is my destiny, this is my fate, if she feels like that really, Why is she obsessed to bring him back? Acharyas give this wonderful explanation. Whether it is Srimati Radharani or any other gopi in Vrindavan, they are crying in separation from Krishna when Krishna is departing or Krishna is away. Not for their pleasure. None of the Vrajavasis are in a mood to derive personal pleasure in the company of Krishna by keeping Krishna back in Vrindavan. That is not their intention at all. They are concerned about Krishna. All these Vrajavasis offer such high, great service to Krishna. Very exalted and elevated service to Krishna. Nowhere in the entire cosmic manifestation can Krishna get this kind of service. They know these ladies in Mathura, these ladies in Dwaraka, these people in these great cities like Kurukshetra or Hastinapur or Indraprastha, wherever Krishna goes, they don't know how to decorate themselves to give pleasure to Krishna's eyes. They don't know how to cook some delicious dishes to give pleasure to Krishna's tongue. They don't know how to speak or sing to give pleasure to Krishna's ears. They can't offer pure milk products to Krishna. All organic milk is there in that. They don't know how to give pleasure to Krishna. They don't understand Krishna's needs and moods and deeds. They cannot empathize with Krishna. They cannot sympathize with Krishna. They don't have the ability. Only Vrajavasis have the ability. The best of all Vatsalya Bhaktas, Yashoda Mata is there in Vrindavan. The best of all Madhurya Bhaktas, that is Srimati Radharani is there in Vrindavan. The best of all Sakya devotees like Sri Rama, Sudama, Stoka Krishna, Madhumangal, they are there in Vrindavan. In their company, Krishna is most comfortable. Right? Some places you go, you feel at home. Some places you go, you feel very, very formal, very reverential, very, you may be a little uncomfortable, you don't feel at home. So Krishna is like that. Krishna feels at home in Vrindavan more than any other place. Yes, definitely. All these Pandavas are sincere devotees. All the Dwarkavasis, Yadus, they are all sincere devotees. Mathravasis are sincere devotees. But the extent of love and affection that Vrajavasis show on Krishna is nowhere available in the entire cosmic manifestation. And Vrajavasis are aware of this. Srimati Radharani is aware of this. All the gopis are aware of this. Therefore, when they are crying in separation from Krishna, they are actually lamenting for the comfort of Krishna, not their own personal pleasure. This is Vrindavan. There is not a single trace of desire for personal pleasure. I don't want pleasure for myself. But none of the gopis were thinking, I want pleasure for myself. I want to enjoy Krishna's company. When the gopis are decorating themselves with all kinds of sandalwood pulp or garlands and flowers and ornaments, etc., they have absolutely no desire to present themselves. They are not physical, personal beauty conscious. They don't want to present themselves so nicely to get claps or fans from others. They just want to give pleasure to Krishna's eyes. That's the only purpose of they decorating themselves. No other purpose. When they are cooking, they are not even interested to eat. They want to feed Krishna. When the gopis are churning butter, they are waiting. When will Krishna come and steal this butter? Apparently they may scold Krishna. They may lodge complaints against Krishna to Mother Yashoda. But internally they are waiting for Krishna to come and steal. Even when they are complaining or scolding Krishna, that is with a mood of enhancing Krishna's love, enhancing the taste of all the Vatsalya loving exchanges. Unless there are some little fights and quarrels between mothers and children, there's no excitement in that mother-child relationship. There should be some push and pull. If the child does whatever the parents say, there is no maja in parenting. The child should do some mischief, and parents should control the children. And child should show some resistance in that controllership. So that will enhance the mood of parenting. Similarly, there should be some kind of argument and this and that between lovers, between friends. If all the friends of Krishna are ready to get defeated by Krishna in all these games that they play, there is no maja in friendship only. Sometimes the Sri Rama, Sudama, Stoka Krishna, Madhumangal overpower Krishna, they defeat Krishna, and Krishna will collapse. Krishna, you are a loser. We are the winners. You should carry us on your back. Okay, come, please. Krishna has to carry them on their back and on his shoulders. So that is the excitement. In Vrindavan, nobody considers Krishna as God, and that's what Krishna wants. He's too much tired or exhausted or probably bored sometimes with too much of reverential worship. Fine, I understand your feelings, but I also want to be with some people who don't take me seriously. But they take me most seriously. That is love. When there is love, people don't take us seriously, but they are most serious in our in relationship with us. That is what that is. Where nobody considers Krishna as God, but they love Krishna more than anyone else could love Krishna ever. They don't consider Krishna as God, but their love of God, Krishna, is much, much more than anyone else could ever have for Krishna. So that's why Yashoda Krishna, Srimati Radharani is lamenting now in Vrindavan, in Jagannath Ratha Yatra. And she had many other emotional expressions. Did you forget Govardhan mountain? Did you forget Yamuna? Did you forget all the gopas and cows, your beloved cows, with whom you used to play your calves? Did you forget all of them? How can you be so indifferent, she say? Then Jagannathji becomes emotional. Means, in the mode of Radharani, Mahaprabhu is expressing these deep emotions. All the others are absorbed in Harinam Sankirtan. All these emotional expressions, they were understood by Swarupa Damodar Goswami, Ramananda Rai, and few other intimate devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Not everybody. Right? Whoever is qualified to understand these deep emotions, only they will understand. Even when we are trying to understand and discuss, it's just some concept for us. For a moment during Rath Yatra, we may remember this and we may get ecstatic or whatever. But after a moment, we cannot maintain those days, those feelings. We are back to now. Same old lust, envy, pride, greed, opinions, strife, arguments, this and that, excitements, exhaustions, all this will go on. Sleeping in japa. So all this we can do. Sadhaka side, what to do. But those who are qualified to understand these deeper emotions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mode of Radharani and Rath Yatra, they could understand this, they could appreciate this. Rupa Goswami could understand. Kaviraj Goswami could understand, therefore he is writing. Therefore we are able to discuss all this. Now, Krishna in the form of Jagannathji is responding. Srimati Radharani, don't feel like that. Don't you think that I still love you? How can you just blame me? How can you just say that I don't love you, I don't care for you? Day and night, every moment, I am remembering all the Vrajavasis. I never forgot my father Nanda Maharaj. I never forgot my mother Yashoda Mata. I never forgot my cows or calves or gopas and all of you gopis and especially you Srimati Radharani. How do you think I forget? But what to do? I have so many other responsibilities. You are Ekeha Kurunandana, but I am Bhushaka Hayatas. I have multiple responsibilities. I have to kill Kamsa and I have to do many other things, killing so many demons and protecting devotees and establishing dharma, orchestrating Kurukshetra war. Any demon can come at any time. Sometimes 2-3 demons come simultaneously to attack Mathura. Kalayavan and Jarasandha come together. So I have to address so many things here. I am a little caught up. I am preoccupied. That does not mean I forgot you. Every single day I am remembering you. He says, whenever you want, I will come. I will come to Vrindavan. I will spend some time with you. I will play with you. I will receive your service. I will eat the food that you offer me. This is the simple ways of expressing love. Just feeding some food, asking how are you and all that. We may consider them very simple, ordinary formalities, but these are ways of expressing love when it's difficult to express love in other ways. Right? There are sometimes the heart is filled with so much love, but you can't find sufficient means of expression. That's where you take up to some simple, traditional, conventional exchanging of pleasantries and asking about their welfare. So I will come, I will eat the food given by you. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, if you go into that, I will take more time. But here, Yashodaji says, Radharani, I have not forgotten any of you, but I will definitely come. Even when I am in Dwarka also, or Kurukshetra, or wherever I am, I will come time to time in an unmanifest way, aprakata form, not prakata. There are prakata and aprakata. Manifest form of the Lord, unmanifest form of the Lord. In an unmanifest form, Krishna is accessible to all the Brajavasis. But those exchanges are not accessible to common people. So he tries to pacify Radharani in so many ways. And Radharani is kind of accepting but still emotional. Apparently accepting his words from the platform of intelligence or practical understanding of the situation, but heart is unable to accept. This is what love is. Intelligence is able to understand the situation, but heart is unable to accept the situation. That is love. The constant battle that's happening between intelligence and mind or heart within, that is the intensity of love. For example, when Krishna departed from this world, Yudhishthira Maharaj could see so many symptoms, so many dangerous omens in the climate. People are becoming very evil. You remember first kind of 14th chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam? Yudhishthira Maharaj could see so many inauspicious omens in his kingdom. So Yudhishthira Maharaj could see all that. And after that Arjuna came. And Arjuna is very exhausted, very tired, and he is unable to speak also. And Yudhishthira Maharaj asking hundreds and thousands of questions. And Arjuna got irritated. But still, Yudhishthira Maharaj continued to ask questions. And finally, after asking hundreds of questions, Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, Arjuna, why are you so sad? Please tell me, is it because Krishna departed from this world? Krishna disappeared from this world? Can you please confirm? He could have asked this question first only. But why he has to ask this after asking 100 other questions? Means, although his intelligence is able to sense that Krishna has departed from this world, his heart is unable to accept it. His emotions are unable to accept that fact. Therefore, he is asking so many speculative questions to Arjuna, and Arjuna is getting irritated. Because Arjuna knows it. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, although he can feel it, he can figure it out. Yudhishthira Maharaj does not want to believe it, hoping against hope. Is there any hope that Arjuna is sad because of any other reason other than this reason of Krishna's departure? He was hoping against hope. Till I hear this news with complete confirmation and conviction from a bona fide, authorized, authentic source that Krishna has disappeared from this world, I will not believe. That is Yudhishthira Maharaj's stubborn stance. And finally, Arjuna had to reveal, yes, Krishna departed. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj, what to do? Okay, fine. Let me just do the needful in this situation, according to Krishna's teachings and Krishna's expectations. This is love. This is spiritual love. To feel that intensity of separation from Krishna, we need to chant Krishna's names. We need to follow four regulative principles. We need to study Srimad Bhagavatam. We need to develop Vaishnava character. We need to do humble, menial services in the mode of servant to the servant. And eventually we develop that love and we will feel that actual separation from Krishna. Otherwise, these higher realms of bhava or emotions for Krishna remain inaccessible to an average struggling sadhaka, or to speak of a materialistic conditioned soul. So, actually this love has to be bestowed by Krishna, bestowed by devotees who have that much love for Krishna. It is given, not demanded, not acquired, not attained. It is given, it is offered with grace, in reciprocation with our attempt, our sincerity of purpose. If you are casual, forget it. If you are sincere, yes, Krishna is ready. Krishna is ready to give. He is waiting to give. But you see, I cannot do the unqualified people, those who come and just disturb me. So Mahaprabhu is observed in this mood. At one point Mahaprabhu fainted. Means Radharani fainted, means Mahaprabhu also fainted. He fainted in this ecstasy as this conversation is going on. I only gave one particle of one drop of the ocean of these emotions described in Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, who claims to have described only a particle of the drop of the actual emotions. And I have not fully understood also. But this itself is like overwhelming to us. Oh, this is the extent of love between Radha and Krishna. And Mahaprabhu just fainted. And nobody was there. Nobody was there around him. Hare Krishna. And nobody was there. Well, some echo is coming. We can do something about it. Last few minutes. When Mahaprabhu fainted in ecstasy of the mood of Srimati Radharani, then nobody was there to assist him because everybody is absorbed in the excitement of Ratha Yatra, chanting the holy names and pulling the Rath, etc. But Pratapruddha Maharaj was there. He came and lifted Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his hands and revived him. And Mahaprabhu slowly opened his eyes, came to external consciousness. He looked at Pratapruddha Maharaj. Internally he was so pleased, extremely pleased. Oh, this great Vaishnava who did that humble service of cleaning and grooming this Ratha Yatra, Ratha in front of Jagannath Ratha, was so pleasant, so happy internally. But externally he said, hey, Vishayi, get lost from here. I don't want to touch you. Why did you touch me? I have become contaminated now. Out. He said like that. Again coming back to sannyasa mood, right? Not like Radha Bhav, but now he came to like a normal sannyasi. Right? Then he got scared. Pratapruddha Maharaj got completely scared. My God, what's going to happen now? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is displeased with me. He's very angry with me. Did I do a great offense by touching his body? Of course, I'm not qualified to touch his body, but I had to touch him only because there's no one else is there to assist him. Everybody's observing their own thing. Mahaprabhu fainted in ecstasy. Just to protect him, I just touched him. He was very frightened. He ran to his guru. Who is that? Sarvam Bhattacharya. Sarvam Bhattacharya said, my dear Pratapruddha, everything will be all right. You don't worry. Actually, Mahaprabhu is very pleased with your menial service before the starting of Ratha Yatra. Don't worry about it. Then Pratapruddha Maharaj is little pacified. This is what a guru is supposed to do. Whenever a disciple becomes emotional or disappointed or discouraged, guru is supposed to encourage him and give him the right perspective, not to scare him further. Of course, sometimes it may need it also. So Mahaprabhu fainted. Then he revived his consciousness. Then Rath halted. Devotees are trying to pull, nothing is happening. Because Jagannath is also absorbed in this conversation. As Krishna and Radharani are absorbed in this conversation. So then Mahaprabhu circumambulated the Ratha, went behind the Ratha. With his head he pushed the Ratha. Right? And Ratha moved ahead. And Ratha Yatra continued for a while. Then it's a place called Balagand, I think, where devotees wanted to offer some bhoga to Jagannath ji. So Ratha came to stop. It stopped. Then Mahaprabhu also is very tired in dancing in ecstasy, right? So what did Mahaprabhu went into a nearby garden, Jagannath Vallabh garden, just to experience some cool breeze and take some rest and relax because his body is tired. He went inside. It's beyond 9. Shall we conclude now? We'll continue tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. Sorry. I think we have done major portion of Ratha Yatra. There is no end to it. It's a slight overview of the first part of Ratha Yatra, or first 60-70% of Ratha Yatra. We'll continue later. Sorry for going over time. Thank you very much. Sri Jagannath Ratha Yatra Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
You can announce though.
That day wait till 9 o'clock.
No words to describe.
It's off, bro. Turn it on. Turn it on.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much to Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. Just before Ratha Yatra, our consciousness is well prepared. Very grateful, Prabhu. There is nothing better we can ask for just before Ratha Yatra. So we'll continue this Monday evening, the unparalleled devotion of